Hello, what's up internet? This is Jiacheng Yang from Luma. As you can see, we just launched a new feature called Top Up. If you're done with your credits, if you want to generate more, you can get a little bit more credit. We also launched a very convenient way for you to understand how you distribute your credit. This was designed by Tuhin. Today, I want to show you how to make very engaging, very cool UI animation within 30 minutes. That usually would take days, but you can make something like this really fast with Dream Machine. All right, let's get started. So first of all, we're gonna take a look of, let's go. So make interface nice within 30 minutes using AI animation, of course. So first of all, the concept. We're assigned to show these two new UIs in the screen, right? We can make it a little bit better by putting something in the background. So I started making these background images to make it pop a little bit more than just the white background, which is very boring. How did I generate this? Well, the way I generate it is through Dream Machine. As you can see, I just come into Dream Machine and I type flower blooming, right? Very easy. You can type here as well and it will show up. So at the beginning, I like this, so very easy. Or let's actually try something else. So I like this lotus thingy. So if we go back to here and we just copy and paste, you see the background is updated. So it's very convenient. However, it's not making a lot of sense because you are actually blocking the main image with a lot of UI. So I start trying, okay, what if we have this kind of like border layout that you can see? We are trying this border layout, and I can show you around Dream Machine as well. So I was typing different prompt. I was trying, okay, can I use some Space Odyssey, more blur? Of course, here and that. And then one thing I really like was this image. I like a lot here. So I ended up turning it into a video. So this is a zooming in video that I was trying. But I think at the end of the day, I tried it in the Figma. It just feels like you cannot see anything. It's all blocked. So I started trying all these like borders, trying more Art Nouveau borders, and then trying like simple hands illustration, trying these things. These are like with hands, more simplified border, right? But the problem with this is that you look at it, it feels like some kind of, I don't know, like an old book, right? Basically, we don't want that. We want something that's nicer and works better with this skeuomorphic, transparent glass UI. So I ended up asking, hey, can you make something that's more photoreal and with real hand and flower? The previous one was too sketch and Art Deco, right? So I start testing things. These are the things I start to like, okay, that looks pretty nice. And this one caught my eye. So I put it into Figma, I overlay on top of the image, right? And it feels pretty nice. And I keep generating. It's really easy. All you have to do is click this show more and it will just give you more image within like 15 seconds or 20 seconds. It's very, very easy. Very, very fast. This allows me to just spend like 10 to 15 minutes in Dream Machine, and it ended up with a lot of good concept, right? I think there's some good ones here even. So what it ended up with is this one. This one feels really good. So I pick it, I put it into Figma, and I start playing with it. However, as you can see that this hand is on top of the image. It doesn't look right. So then after that, we need to modify the image a little bit. First of all, we can cut it, right? How do we cut it? Or how do we make it transparent? There's a plugin in Figma called Remove Background. So you just need to run it, and it's gonna remove the background for you. And I'm gonna draw a square. You can see, ta-da, background is removed, right? So you can do that. The other thing I did was bringing this picture into Photoshop, right? Photoshop. So, but this is optional. You don't have to do that. Just do it to make it nicer. So you bring it to Photoshop, and you just basically like, you know, clean out the background and make sure the hand is the only thing exist. Why do we want to do that? Because later on we want to animate the flower blooming in, so we need the hand isolated. The next thing I did was actually in the, let's see, the next thing I did within Figma that I forgot to bring it here, I'm gonna bring it here, is that I use a simple tool in Figma to actually just mask out these fingers so it feels like they're behind the scene, right? This sells the illusion that I'm actually holding this plate. Okay, next. Now, let's make the video. What is the video that we end up making? this kind of video. So you can see that the flower blooming in, the shadow interact with the hand. It looks really, really good, right? So how do we make that? Again, let's go to Dream Machine. You can do it in this project, or you can do another project. So what I chose was to do it in a different project. All you need to do is, you see that we have a prompt box here, right? All you need to do is to find your keyframe 1 and your keyframe 2 and essentially just drop it in, right? Start frame, end frame, and say flower bloom. There you go. Dream Machine is gonna make you the video, figure out the interpolation, and make it feel very nice. Traditionally, if you want to do this, you need to have a Houdini rig or a Blender rig. You need to control all the flowers. You need to like do all these compositing and just make sure them works. And I think with Dream Machine, it's a lot easier. So you can see all these versions I did before, right? This is a little bit too slow. This one, it has a little bit interesting perspective, but all I really want is that initial bloom and just like beautiful, this kind of like swirling bloom high motion thing that I was looking for, right? So flow, grow, time lapse. All right, now we're done with that. We get our videos. Next optional step is to make the video nicer by up-resing it and retime the video so the blooming feels stronger. How do we up-res it? We go to an app called Topaz Lab. You basically put your video here and you can select, okay, what kind of upscale you're looking for. You can change the frame rate to a higher frame rate and slow down the motion. Therefore, you have more frames to retime in After Effects, so it looks nice. So in After Effects, let's go to After Effects, right? In After Effects, I put the video in. This video output as the 30 frame per second video, but I have a 120 120 FPS source, so this way I can make it go slower at here, right? You can see that I have this time remapping thing where the speed slowly goes up and then it's just like steady, go steady, you know, the value changes. Okay, so with this way, we get a higher resolution video and they just like slowly slow down at the end. So at this stage, we got ourselves the video, we got ourselves the concept, we got ourselves the composition. We need to bring it to a place to animate the rest of the interface. So there's this software called Jitter that's really, really nice. All you have to do is, let's say you have this UI, right? You can just, you know, Jitter animation for Figma, and you use this plugin to copy, and now waiting for it, it's gonna copy all the images, all the auto layout, all the cutting, even the masking. It's just gonna get all of it. It's really, really easy. Okay, if you open it in Jitter, right? We're gonna wait for this to open. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, you see that everything's here. Everything's here. Even my text. I just have to change the font, and I can perfectly edit my text. And it's really easy to animate here. Basically, you just select this and you go to animate and you do like a slide in. See, I already animated. So this is the final file that I animated in, right? I added a little bit of blur, added a little bit of text animation, and I added a little bit more UI animation to show how things work. And then I fade out everything at the end, so it's a nice looping animation. But all these procedures, let's go back. All these procedures, the assets generation, the ideation, the making animation, the how do you say it? Modify the image itself. It's very easy, very straightforward. And at the end of the day, you have a nice video that has a beautiful background to showcase your UI or whatever feature you want to promote on social media that looks great. So try Dream Machine now.